Hi, I'm Peter Haddock and I'm here at Hexagon Live with the big news that I found a new humanoid friend along with Emanuele, who is also my newfound friend. Emanuele, we have AEON right here, launched at Hexagon Live. Big surprise to everybody at the show. And he's already been doing some tasks for us to show us how far advanced this system is. So we're going to find out about, one, what is a humanoid, Emanuele? Tell us all about a humanoid.
A humanoid is a robot with a human factor, so human shape. It has legs and wheels like a human. And this is a great advantage compared to other robots because we can first do tasks in a human way, so dexterous tasks with hands and arms. And second, we also have the advantage of going from one place to the other, going upstairs, and so on.
And so that's the really important thing today. We've got some footage of your demonstration where actually the human was standing next to the humanoid performing the task. So remote operations, but also that's the way it's being trained as well, isn't it? So it's learning as it goes on.
Exactly, this is a great advantage because we are able to teleoperate the robot with some VR systems. Then we can perform a task and the robot will move the same way we do. And we can collect some data with that.
Yep.
And then we exploit imitation learning, which is pretty new but quite powerful, so that the robot learns from a few videos, from a few demonstrations, and it can repeat that task over and over in a reliable way.
And that's what's really important here. We get the task being taught by the people that are doing it, and therefore it can be a little bit more technical and difficult, like picking up one of these, for example, and putting it in the right place. But also, what I wanted to talk about is why Hexagon has done this is because Hexagon is really good at sensor technology. And I believe you've got 22 different sensors in here, haven't you? Tell us about what their role is and why you've got so many in there.
Robots require awareness of the external environment. And for that, it's important to have a 360 perspective of the world around. So that's why we have multiple cameras on the head of the robot and also on the torso, so that we can understand whether there are obstacles on its path or there are other humans around, so that the robot can also collaborate with them. And it's very essential to have a full perception of what's going on around the robot. And then, of course, also to understand the objects that are in the workspace, to manipulate them.
And what's really interesting as well is this robot can change its own batteries, can't it? So it can use the wheels, and we've explained why the wheels are important because actually you've tested a lot from the standard sort of foot to tracks, but wheels have become really important as a way of getting around. It does it very quickly, folks. But when we come into changing the batteries, nobody knows how to do it from itself. That is really important, isn't it? When you're looking at applications and how a humanoid like this can keep going and doing the job.
Exactly, this is very essential because if you think about some use cases, the robot really needs to operate for 24 hours every day, constantly. Yep. So what we have thought is that we have two batteries and they are swappable, so yep. The robot can swap one, replace it with another one, and then continue. And then replace eventually also the bottom one and so on. So endlessly swapping them.
And what's also really important, folks, is that you've got a lot of partnerships and key partnerships that you've come through. For example, Microsoft is one of your partners, yes. But you've got other partners that are helping you with the componentry as well that's inside here, because this is the first generation and already the components are advancing, aren't they, to give you more capabilities?
Yes, absolutely. This is essential for us. For example, we are partnering with Maxon to get the best actuators on the market, and this allows us to have smooth motion and also highly controllable performances. Yep. For example, our robot has 34 degrees of freedom, right? Quite advanced. And then another important partnership is with NVIDIA, which provides us not only with edge computing for running everything on board flawlessly, but also simulators, which are an essential part of robotics, because then we can test our algorithms in simulation and then deploy them on the robot with basically a sim to real transfer that is
second to none. Yeah. And I think what's really important with all of that is, combining the sensor technology of Hexagon with the world's leading chip manufacturers, with Microsoft Cloud as well, that allows us to take this journey forward. So we've seen there's a number of them. There's, I think, about 4 or 5 of them now that we've seen around the show in the presentations. There's one other behind us as well. And there's 2 to 3 different elements of things that they're doing. We've actually seen one of them scanning a door.
Exactly. This is super interesting for us because, as you said, we can exploit Hexagon technology and we can use the sensors that our company has already built, but with a humanoid, so that rather than having a human that has to constantly repeat the task, maybe also in hazardous environments, then the robot can do that. And what we have shown on stage was indeed the scan of a full car door, so in that case for automotive purposes, with an AS1 XL scanner. So the robot could detect the door, then it could scan and also keep track of whether it missed some parts of the door and then go there and scan again.
So folks, here it is, the big news for me. Lots of stuff happening at Hexagon Live, but AEON is the new generation that's coming through into the industry now. The humanoid that is learning a lot from us humans, but also that is going to be advancing as we move forward to do those mundane tasks and even go into the dangerous areas where we don't want to put people in. So lots of exciting things to do with you and the team, Emanuele. Thank you very much for sharing your insights into this brand new innovation. Cheers.